everybody, welcome to Kim Yin Yoga. I'm Kim, and today we have Yin Yoga for beginners. If you like this series, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, love to have it here. We're going to start on the mat in banana asana. This is just like it sounds. Lying flat on the back. Make a nice stretch out and feet out long. We're going to have our heels to the wide edge of the mat. And we're going to take the right heel and bring it over to the left. Right there in the left corner of the mat. Clasp the wrist, the right wrist, and we're just going to inch ourselves over into this beautiful banana shape. And from here, we're going to hold the pose. We want enough of a stretch that we feel it, feels like an edge, but not so there's any pain in the lower back, hip, shoulder, not stabbing pain, but you want to feel it. In Yin Yoga, we hold the pose in stillness for a length of time. You might want to close your eyes and journey in. Three more long, slow, deep breaths here. And as you exhale out the third breath, relax the stretch. I use my elbows to straighten my body back up. Right heel goes back to the right edge of the mat. The left heel goes to meet it. I've got this nice curve going. And then I'm clasping my left arm and I'm bending it. Because there's not that much space. You'll have more space, I hope. And we're just getting this beautiful side body wake up, this side body stretch. And just relax into it, but for a while, maintaining the edge. You can keep your eyes in a soft drishti, an unfocused gaze, or close them. And listen to the sounds around you. All while you deepen your breath. Three more long, slow, deep breaths in. And as I exhale out the third breath, I'm going to use my elbows to, again, straighten out. Bring my feet straight. Feet planted on the mat now, and we're just going to Charlie horse the hips and tilt the pelvis up so the flat of the back, the small of the back, is flat on the mat. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And as I exhale it out, I'm rotating my palms upward, my chin is open, and I'm just doing this little tiny lift. And while I do it, I'm engaging my core. So as you hold it here, I'm pushing into my abdominal wall, all at the same time, Uddiyana Bandha, I'm pulling my belly button to my spine. Deep breath here. And exhale it out. We're going to roll on over back to a seated position. And we're going to find what's known as Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Now, you might be up here, you might be anywhere from here down to the goal is to get your knees on the mat. If you're nowhere near there, that's perfectly fine. All we're doing today is allowing the hips to open in this beautiful Baddha Konasana while we're here to get ourselves relaxed. Give yourself a foot massage. So right on in. You might be more comfortable with feet a little further out from the body. Again, it doesn't matter where you are. Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose, or also in Yin Yoga, known as butterfly. Nice foot massage. And from here, hold on to that Baddha Konasana, wherever it is. You might hold your feet for this, or you might tense your fingers and bring them out. So what we're going to do is we're going to come forward into a forward fold and hold it for length of time. So your job right now is to relax, take a deep breath, and find your edge. So as you walk forward, you might find your edge here. When I say edge, it's like that's as far as you can stretch without feeling pain, but you feel something. Now for me, I've got to melt it down because my edge is down here. But you find where your edge is, and when you get to it, you may be holding yourself up on your fingertips, which is fine. And I just want you to let your bones support you. So the hips, the thighs, the face, upper body can relax. So wherever your edge is, you find it. And we're going to be here for about another minute. This is a beautiful hip opener for the pelvis. We're taking nice, long, deep breaths here. Melt it down. You might find that your edge gets away from you. You need to move further into it to feel the same quality of sensation. That's the joints and ligaments opening up so that you are increasing your flexibility and increasing your stretch. Three more long, slow, deep breaths here. And as I exhale out the third breath, wherever you are, you're going to come right back up. And from here, we're going to go into Melting Heart, which is a beautiful front body opener. Let's just come into Vishnu's couch for a moment so we can give a counter pose for that butterfly. And what we're going to do, Vishnu's couch, we're just going to windshield wiper the knees back and forth, back and forth. I like to roll over the hands to activate the meridians. And from here, to get into melting heart, we're going on to all fours. Tabletop position. Now for tabletop, hands like starfish, nice and wide. We want our hands, wrists under the shoulders, hips as much as we can, the knees under the hips. Let's do a quick cat-cow by drawing the elbow creases towards each other, tilting the pelvis, deep breath in, and exhale it out for cat. All right. Now, into our melting heart, we're going to just keep our legs right where they are. You might want to come to your elbows to start with. Depending on your stretch, you may have your forehead down with your arms in front, like so. If the shoulders are tight, you can widen the arms. Or the full melting heart, we often put the chin on the mat. If this is too much, you're going to want maybe a towel or blanket to put your forehead on, or a full bolster, pretending this is a bolster, right under your chest, your head down. So you find what works for you. We're going to be here for another minute or so. Melting heart, we're opening up the front body. Three more long, slow, deep breaths. And from here, we're going to push right on up into downward facing dog. It's a little relief for the arms because we're straightening them out. See if you can pigeon toe your feet a little bit and rotate your hips inward, and at the same time, L for love, we're going to put a lot of pressure into the thumb and the first finger as we dial the shoulders and the hands externally. Make sure you're not locking out the knee joints. Deep breath here. And as we exhale it out, come on forward, up on the tippy toes, a little plank, and then right on down to the knees. Curl the toes under and a pranam stretch. So claw the fingertips, draw the mat back towards you. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. Radio. Coming on back to the top of the mat. From here, a nice Sukhasana. And we're just going to do a little coffee grinder move here of rolling it around. It's a kind of a seated cat-cow where this is the cat, arching the back, cow, cat, cow, and the other way. Really allow your hands to catch your weight on your knees. Okay, from here, half butterfly, and right leg open, half butterfly, and we're just going to do a little side body stretch. So you might want to put your hand on your foot here. You might want it up on the leg. You find what works for you, and just ease into this side body stretch. You want to feel it from the base of your pelvis all the way out through your fingertips. If you can find your feet, that's great. If not, that's all fine. It's about feeling that stretch over the back of the kidneys. We are activating a meridian. Find some comfort here, and we'll have 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Melt into it. As we exhale out the 3rd breath, come on back up. And we're going into head to knee pose, Janu Sirsasana. So it's a seated tree, right leg straight, left foot is pressing into the right thigh. And you might want to do this with your hands over your head and lean it forward. I can't do that because of my back. It doesn't let me. So the alternative is tent the fingers and find where your forward fold is. If your hamstring is really tight, you're going to be here. You might even be here to start with. Absolutely fine, because this is all part of the process of opening up the joints, the ligaments, stretching the fascia. And that activation of the fascia not only switches on these healing meridians, but it produces hyaluronic acid, which is what you spend so much money, well, one might spend a lot of money for. It's the fountain of youth. It's what hydrates every cell. So let's find head to knee wherever it is for you. And remember, it's not about where you are on the mat. It's how activated your fascia is, how activated and challenged your hamstrings, the knee joint. Obviously, we don't want pain, not shooting, stabbing pain, but we do want the activation. Once you find it, let everything go. Full relaxation into the edge. Deepen the breath, filling the lungs. Three more long, slow, deep breaths here. And as I exhale out the 3rd breath, I am walking it back up. And the counter pose for this is the other side. So I'm folding up my right leg into the half butterfly, stretching out the left. And of course, the first thing we're going to do is go right on over into our beautiful side body. Wake it up. Remember all this area here. This is a beautiful precursor to Janu Sirsasana, to head to knee pose. Each side's different. You're going to find, depending on your spine, you might be more flexible on one side than the other. I'm very much so. I have a difference. So listen to the body. We'll just have 3 long, slow, deep breaths here. So exhale out the third breath. I'm coming back up, and I am going right around to head to knee pose on this side. Again, it's a tree. So like half dandasana, my left leg is straight, my right leg folded in half butterfly, foot pressed into the thigh. To start with, I've got my toes pointing towards me. I'm tenting. Some of you might be up here and folding. I can't do that. You're tenting. Some of you may be here, and I want you to feel perfectly okay with that. You can really control how much you stress the hamstrings, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your body opens up and responds to the energy that you're giving it in these poses. You will become more and more and more flexible, and eventually being able to bring that head to the knee for Janu Sukhasana, head to knee pose. We'll be here about a minute. So once you get to this position, let that foot relax, hands relax, skin of the face relaxes, your feet, your thighs. The spine relaxes, shoulders. Just melt on into it. Three more long, slow, deep breaths. And then as you exhale out the third breath, slowly bring it back up. Or if you've been back here even, you just relax it down, bring that foot into. Let's go all the way back to our Vishnu's couch. Remember, we're going to tuck the hands under the bum and maybe just straighten the legs out. One little straighten and rotating back and forth. Back and forth. And from here, stretching out long, big stretch, rainbow arch the back. Exhale, hands down. We're going to do wiggle asana. If you haven't done this with me before, it might be a little new. The pelvis is the epicenter. I'm just rocking my pelvis back and forth, wiggling it out. Wiggle asana. Deep breath in. Keep wiggling. Exhale it out. Wiggling still. Deep breath in. And sigh it out to stillness. We'll just have a few breaths here in Shavasana. I recommend you don't skip through this. It is the most important moment of your practice, where you allow the body to absorb the nutrients, the energy, and the input of what we've just given it. Stay here as long as you like, or 2 more long, slow, deep breaths. As I exhale out that last breath, I'm bringing the feet up, coming up slowly, back to where we began, in Sukhasana. Thanks for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed that introduction to Yin Yoga. Deep breath in.